two strongest heroes in their respective roles. Blizzard.
And you have Viper versus the Ursa. So, yeah, EHOME for me too.
He's going to have a lot of fun this game.
Oh, man.
Black, you like to go to cities. What city B Cup do you think Black is going to take you to here?
Ooh, Split Shot City?
Split Shot City.
Split Shot City, all right, I'll take it.
I like that one.
I had something else, but
What'd you have?
the Poison Stone City.
Poison Stone?
City. Okay.
Because Medusa Viper.
Turn to stone.
What's your prediction,
poison?
B Cup?
Yeah, thanks for explaining.
I'm going EHOME. You know, 35% talent. That just, feels very balanced. And the Shard on Legion with the Medusa, all balanced heroes. I think, EHOME's going to be winning this one.
All right, let's see how it all goes down in game number 1.
Game number 1. It's going to be interesting.
Yep.
And I
If
say
EHOME wins
interesting with
this,
balance.
it's going to be a 3-game series if EHOME wins this, right? I don't think ViCi is going to just go down 2-0. To EHOME at least.
I don't know.
I saw ViCi yesterday. I think, who did they play? They played someone.
I think they had 2 series yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. I saw the first one, and they played against, was it LGD?
I want to say they played Aster in I-League.
Yes, and someone else in I-League too.
Yeah, they played... looking for the date. They played Aster and Elephant. They won both those
Yeah,
series.
they crushed Elephant, actually. Like, I saw that first game, and they absolutely demolished them.
Yeah, with TA, Slardar, Void, Dark Willow, and Treant.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
An interesting combination of heroes.
Interesting draft indeed.
But it's also... I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this way, but I don't put a lot of stock in I-League or like DPL when they're happening alongside something else like this.
Yeah, I mean, DPC will always be the one that people will look at ultimately and be like, yep, you did well here. That means good job.
EHOME's top of the standings in that double round robin. I actually love that about I-League, that double round robin.
Yeah,
you
it's
play
good.
everybody twice. Like, I think that's such a cool prospect of
Xnova?
like, how to do things.
Well, he's fine. But they juked him a little bit out here with the ward. He did the trick where he walked into tower range, got hit. He's like, ha! Oh, wait. The ward is on the other side.
So if you are following at home on dpc.pwesports.cn/fun, this game's question is, when will Old 11 hit level 6? Less than 6 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes, or greater than 8 minutes?
Following the trend of Dota, usually it should be 6 to 8 minutes. He doesn't get full solo experience, but he's going to get some solo experience.
Right.
So,
unless his lane goes atrociously,
yeah.
which
Against Medusa, Clockwork should not be the case.
he might get pressured by Xnova. I don't think it's going to be enough to really throw him out of this lane or make it too difficult for him.
Yeah. I mean, just purely draft-wise, honestly, I have a very hard time seeing VG win here unless they like super outplay. Like a 5-man Supernova Overgrowth or something like that. Lesh coming in, dealing all the damage.
Yeah, like
It's possible, but
yeah, the combo's there.
there.
It's just whether or not the execution's there. Can you beat a hero like the Medusa, especially when you start getting towards that mid-game point where Medusa picks up bags and Legion gets shard, and you just feel very strong. And the panel also talked about how strong Clockwork can feel at times. Sometimes he feels like he's just, if you miss your hook,
he's a Clockwork,
you're just a glorified creep at that point. But you start putting some hooks on the board and getting that lockdown around, really make things dangerous.
I feel like ever since that OG game where Saxa went ham on Clockwork, the hero's back on the board again for a lot of teams. Because he like almost single-handedly carried that from a +4 Clockwork position.
Yeah. Here it's in a 5 with the Dark Willow 4, but
Yeah.
we've also seen Dark Willows kind of go off as well.
Oh, certainly. And the combo isn't bad. Like, if you're stuck in a cog with a Dark Willow, you're probably just going to be dead.
Yeah. That Bedlam solo target level 1 is so much damage.
Yeah, let's do the math. 5 times 75 is 375.
Right.
How long does it roam for? 5 seconds. No, it actually only attacks 4 times a second, sorry. So it's 300 times 1500 magic damage. Level 6.
Yeah.
That is kind of ridiculous.
I think when Dark Willow originally got released too, it was
way
stronger.
higher.
It was way, you could solo heroes.
Yeah, it was. I think it attacked 5 times per second and it dealt more damage too. OS Frog, of course.
I remember talking about how Dark Willow just felt so strong during a game, and my comms were being put into the players' ears for some reason. And then
Nice.
we
Value production?
it was just not. It was like I was in the lobby, but the settings were wrong or something like that a long time ago. It was WESG,
No, sounds
but
about right.
I was covering it on my own time, so like it was weird. I was
Yeah.
it was really interesting to just be like, oh, Arteezy's telling me that, you know, they can hear me, and they agree that Dark Willow's broken.
Well, at least they agreed with you.
Yeah, and then I got super embarrassed and left the lobby.
Okay.
Covered it from Dota TV.
That is not a chat move, but I'll let it slide. I'm sure you have upgraded since. Like your chatness level went to
I don't know about
3, maybe? Instead of -5? Hopefully. Maybe. Anyway, they're stealing the runes away from Leshrac. He's still working with a lot of resources, so he should be fine until the next set of runes.
Man, XM's already 34-4.
Yeah, the lane is not easy for Lash. Honestly, all 3 lanes are not easy for ViCi. I'm still kind of baffled by this dynamic of Legion versus Ursa. Like, everyone picks Ursa into Legion, but Ursa loses every time.
Right. What's causing that? Like, is it just the head-to-head matchup, or does it have anything to do with the supports that you usually put with Ursa?
It's a good question, because Tree and Ursa should be one of the strongest lanes. Like, I want to play this matchup myself. It's just nobody picks the Legion in pubs.
I'd pick it for you.
Thank you, but I don't know if there would be an accurate representation of how the lane should go.
Probably not. If anything, it would be the worst representation of it.
I'm probably like Ursa 1v2 and I would win. I'm like, oh, why, that seems easy. Why do they always lose? There's 2 supports in mid lane, probably expecting a dive on the Lash. But Viper's already a full level ahead of the Lash. But of course, once you're level 6 with a Pulse Nova, you just go farm a couple of stacks. You're going to be coming back into the game, no problem. Dusa, though, completely free farming now because they are leaving her.
Yeah, Old 11's kind of trying to lane himself, but he's getting pushed back.
Here's a Vanguard.
Yeah, he should be fine up against X-Nova. The question just becomes...
When does he get level 6?
Yeah. Well, that was the question I was thinking of, whether or not they can kill him. But he's close to 6.
Yeah. But
About to hit that 6 to 8 minute mark.
yeah. Which, of course, if you listen to me, the most knowledgeable of people in the entire scene, you would have chosen that answer.
The entire scene.
The entire scene.
That's a statement. We have to get you certified on that.
Okay. Lash is actually just dead here.
Yeah, he's getting run down. Bramble Maze is out. Ori in trouble. Battery Assault will get the kill. X-Nova getting first blood.
Yeah. And they were already leading 1k before that first blood even happened. So they're really getting the better out of the laning phase. Yeah, and just overall, a pretty tough game. For ViCi, they will have to come back through team fights. Gotta make sure they use the Stampede, Overgrowth, and Supernova to full effect.
And as they've done, they've hit level 6 on Old 11, so he's got that Stampede ready to go.
Man, that level 3 Snake last bounce just took off 400 health from the Centaur.
And it only gets stronger,
That thing
especially
hurts.
level 15.
Yeah, that thing hurts.
Ooh, Legion Commander getting low and run down here by Ori, who gets a little bit of revenge. Going out towards Chalice.
Yep, good rotation. They needed to slow down one of these cores at least.
And they've got good stacks for... I say good stacks, but it's that one camp that's been stacked twice.
Massive.
It's an okay amount of gold to recover.
Yep, better than nothing.
And then they have a stack in the triangle as well.
So Viper is having travels queued up right away. So no ATOS shenanigans from him. We see a lot of times you just rush for that ATOS, up the tempo of the game.
Do you like that, though, going into the Boots of Travel instead of the Rod of Atos? Like, I feel like Viper giving that a little bit of extra control is okay. Not that they necessarily need it with dual, Bramble Maze, Curse Crown, Cogs.
They are setting up a big Yankee on the Centaur. But generally, I like Atos a lot more simply because you don't have the greatest setups this game.
Right.
And you already have a Medusa. You don't need to be more greedy. Oh, Ori getting caught out here again.
Yeah, Curse Crown trying to navigate the maze of Bramble. As Curse Crown goes off, he'll be okay.
I don't think he got rooted, did he?
No, I don't
He
think
dodged
so.
it nicely.
Walked right through and then eventually got hit by the Curse Crown.
Might have to stop Stampede here. No, not even. Rotation of EHOME not working out at all.
Yeah, a little bit lacking on the execution of going after Old 11, especially because he's by himself and has been by himself.
Yeah.
You'd expect maybe a little bit more there.
Good.
Bramble Maze on DY. He'll try to
Duel,
TP out, but
yeah.
the duel is available. Right clicks in from XM. He'll get the kill on a DY.
Not sure what he thought, TPing out next to level 6 Legion. So maybe he didn't skill duel. But yeah, they did steal the stack. Lashrock got that one. So not the worst for them.
Which he needed. And now he's, you know, pretty much even with the Viper.
Yeah, and that's just the power of Lashrock. You hit this level 6, you got the Pulse Nova with increased AoE now.
Oh, wow. Poyoyo's Courier dying back to back.
There was a Blade of Alacrity, his face boots, and a broom handle. That's actually a massive kill.
Yeah, so
It's
and
a-
then
there's a
that's what it
2K
was,
net worth.
and that's what it was before. It was his phase boots before when it died, came back up, dies again. This time with the Blade of Alacrity.
Yep. Definitely makes
That-
the lane for Chalice a lot easier.
Yeah,
Because he has face boots, whereas Ursa does not.
just happens once. I'm a little bit surprised you let it happen twice.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, people, even though the Korea update has happened a long time ago, are not very good at microing it yet.
I feel like the pathing on Courier, every time it gets changed, I feel like it's always non-beneficial.
See the next
for
Korea
me.
going down, now it's X-Novas. Probably every game we see at least 10 Koreas die or so,
Yeah.
if not more.
X-Nova trying to run here. Sunray, Ori coming in. They've got the slow. He goes
Good
into the
cog.
cogs, but that means he's going to be stunned up by Ori and eventually dead as well.
Yeah, that's level 4 Edict.
Using the Stampede, and that's to get Poyoyo out. Doesn't have his phase boots, doesn't have that Blade of Alacrity, and the pressure is allowed to be put on by EHOME here.
We have to see if they can take the top tower though. They lost top tower for free pretty much, and Trian is protecting top tower, so it's not going to be an easy one. Level 3 living armor. Yeah, Trian is such a difficult hero to push into. He's almost doubling the armor of the tower.
Have to go all out.
Yeah.
But that always kind of changes the style of the way you're playing that game, right? Because there's a Treant in the game, taking towers has to, change in your gameplay.
Yeah, it's a very different effort than as if there's no Trian, of course.
Yeah.
And every time you just do chip damage on a tower,
It's not enough.
you feel terrible. You're wasting your time.
Looking for DUI. But again, just throwing that armor on there.
This living armor, yeah. It was a lot easier to deal with back then when it had charges. You could just burn off the charges and it's gone. But now this armor is just on it for the entire duration.
They do eventually get it, but they had to stay up here for quite a long
And they're
time.
losing mid tower for it as well.
Yeah, so they'll potentially lose mid. That goes down. Some right clicks out onto these ViCi heroes. They don't have Stampede for another 12 seconds. They're going to be fine, though. So it doesn't matter that their rotations came out. Ultimately, they get the tower, and they don't lose anything for it. Sylar, though, he's free farming, and this is Deuce
Ursa?
of free farm.
Yes, but Ursa is very close to his diffuser blade.
And that's the thing. Are they going to be ready with this defusal? And is it going to be enough to shut down the Medusa? Is this free farm that they're giving right now, inconsequential to what ViCi have once they get that defusal? Like, if they can make the jumps and shut down the Medusa, then they should be okay with giving the free farm. But now going after a massive stack. Okay.
It's all about the first couple of team fights, really. If Ursa can get a couple of kills there, manage to scale from that, it's going to be all good for him. But if in any case they lose 1 or 2 team fights, I fear for them. I really do, because they don't really build to scaling items. And if you lose team fights on top of that against a lineup that scales better than yours, you're going to be in trouble.
Right.
We have seen both sides of the coin, really, when Ursa with Diffusal absolutely destroys a game, and then we've also seen Ursa with Diffusal just become a non-factor. It is really important that as soon as you get it, you put it to good use. And he is 100 gold away from it. Very good timing, minute 13.
Hook shot out, down bottom, and two-man hoof stomp with the right clicks coming through. They've
much
got the
damage.
duel, and they'll get the victory. XM with another kill. Yeah, 3 heroes here. They've got the break. They have the damage. They'll be fine.
Yeah, it feels like as though Hood doesn't even help against Viper. You get these 5 stacks on you, you lose 45% magic resistance. You're still at like 0.
He's going Ags immediately on Viper. I don't hate that at all. I actually really like that with knowing that ViCi's probably going to be aggressive early on.
Yep.
You have this ability to throw Viper Strike out a couple times in a fight. I'm also thinking, is it worth getting Shard on Viper? I mean, I think it's a very decent Shard pick.
I like Shard on
the
Viper.
armor.
A lot of people don't, but especially early on, it's probably not really worth it. And I really like the itemization as well, because Dusa is going to be the one dealing physical damage, and Viper is taking the part of dealing the magic damage.
Right.
We're going to go Axe. He has Yules queued up after that, and maybe like a Kaya Sage after that, just up in his magic damage. Chalice, though.
Chalice.
Diffuses up.
Poyoyo going in with the defusal. Good job by X-Nova to get the hook shot in and maybe save Chalice. Icarus dive. PYW does have Supernova if they continue to chase. The question is, how far are they going to let them go before they even pop it or think about popping it? Now with 4 heroes down in this bottom lane, well, Poyoyo, he doesn't want to make the move, and they're just going to let Old 11 die to another duel. So that's 30 duel damage here. Supernova goes off way late from ViCi.
They have Stone Gaze, and Medusa's Manta as well. They need to retreat. They have no egg. Ori caught out.
Just a very late usage of the Supernova. It felt like ViCi were unsure whether or not they wanted to fight.
Yeah, and then they ended up popping it anyway. And that's not what you're looking for when you have this Diffusal. Like, you want to get a good pick. I thought the Legion was pretty dead, but good save by X-Nova. And yeah, just ViCi being very indecisive.
Like we said, first couple executions with that Diffusal have to kind of go the way of ViCi, but instead, they I don't know, they just didn't feel comfortable going for that fight. And maybe it's the placing where it was in the trees and they weren't sure who else was there, but I don't know. Can't really speak for him.
Of course not. This is a game where I might potentially be okay with Dusa going for Skadi before Aghanim Scepter. Simply because if Ursa goes Diffu, you're more than likely going to expect that he builds into the BKB, which then your Aghanim doesn't really do too much. And it would hard counter with the Skadi. But of course, it takes very advanced levels of thinking, you know, like fifth dimension kind of thinking. And not many people are there.
So past the 4th dimension into the 5th dimension.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
As everybody knows, I'm 500 years old, so can't blame other people for not knowing it, right?
You've got the knowledge.
Exactly.
Old 11 now has this Blink Dagger. I think that's a moment that they can work with to fight as well. They want to get the BKB on the Ursa. But if they can find a couple of pickoffs here with that Blink Dagger, they should kind of be back into the game, especially if they can get this Medusa. But that's a hard kill to get.
Like, Ursa will melt. Oh, sorry. Dusa will melt if they get, like, a stun on top of him, plus, like, Ursa on top of him right away.
Right.
If you get 6 overpower attacks in right away, he's going to lose probably almost all his mana.
The question is, do you know, land that stun? Does he get out with the Manta? When are you going to go after Sylar? Because he's almost level 15. He's going to have that plus 35% Mystic Snake mana gain.
Clock hook shot missed top lane on Ori. Would have been a kill. Good sidestep. But yeah, Dusa is a ticking time bomb this game.
A couple of Ags will come out soon.
I mean, especially against Lash. Like, he has a mana pool of like 2,000 by minute 25, bottom lane.
Stampede looking for the stun, though, landed onto the Legion Commander. Chalice low,
He's
one more
blown
shot.
up.
Boyoyo gets the kill. They do bring over Fade. DY going in with the Nature's Grasp, so that slows up Fade. They'll use the Overgrowth. Looking for the Terrorize,
Wow,
and they'll commit the Supernova.
And Overgrowth, everything.
A bit surprising to throw all that in the kitchen sink for Dark Willow.
I'm surprised they don't try to defend the tower, since they have no ults at the ready, but they just want to play the long game, the safe game. But we have seen it a couple of times from EHOME. They're very indecisive with their objectives, and then the game just slowly slips out of their grasp.
Yeah.
And that really is what differentiates like tier 1 and tier 1.5 or tier 2 teams, right? Like the decisiveness of, they use this and that, now we can do this.
Yeah, you can see the difference between like IG Aster and like ViCi, maybe, you throw OGD up there as well. Maybe not right now, but then like EHOME LGD, and then you can see the difference from that even
Definitely tier below.
to like.
And then it's the next tier below that, where they're even more indecisive. Like 5 seconds in Dota is a long time, and now they're going to the Roche pit for free. Gonna get that free Roshan, despite having all their ultimates on cooldown. It is very greedy, and are they gonna get away with this? They should not be allowed to.
Yeah, the smoke is used. They'll try to make
They're
their
too
way
late.
over. Maybe a hook shot.
It's gone.
No, it's gone. Xnova doesn't get there quick enough, and now they've got the Aegis into the hands of Poyo.
Yeah, this should not be allowed. Like, they had no ults whatsoever, and they
You
just
can
get a free
terrorize
Roche.
them out of the pit. You can,
Oh, nice
use
force step
Stone
in.
Gaze.
Alright, he just got crushed by PYW.
Yeah, Xnova, unfortunate for him. He's going to get caught here. Poyo with another kill, and this is ViCi executing at just such a better margin right now than EHOME.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're putting all their eggs in the Medusa basket, and they just feel like, hey, if Medusa farms, we still can win this game, which is very, very probable.
But that's the problem. Like, the really good teams, they will use their Dusa while she's farming.
Yeah.
The not so good teams, or not the top teams, they will use Dusa in a very defensive way, which then oftentimes leads to her teammates being pretty underfarmed. Whereas in the good teams, we see that Dusa and like one or maybe even 2 other cores have like a very similar amount of farm.
Right.
Have to see how they make it work here on EHOME. They will have that Aghanim on Medusa soon, but as I said, Ursa already has his BKB. He's not going to be caring too much about that. What is Lash going to? He is going into the Bloodstone, I'd imagine. Which is good and bad against Medusa. That means one snake will give back about 1,000 mana. Like you just target the Lash, you get all your mana back instantly.
He's picked up Kaya Sanj.
Or Kaya Sanj, actually?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I like that quite a bit against the duel. Get the status rest in.
More so than the Bloodstone, right?
Yeah. As a Bloodstone is also not the greatest item against Dusa. It just gives you too much mana.
So you hit the 20-minute mark. Axe Shard's now available.
Yep. And Axe Scepter available on Dusa too. And the Apple. We have to see if Sylar can Manta dodge some Centaur initiations too.
They want to go. They have the Invis rune. They're going to find Sylar, and now Sylar's in a lot of trouble. Pops the Stone Gaze. Terrorize comes in, but it's not going to be enough with the BKB of Poyoyo. They'll get the kill on a Sylar. They've used the Supernova. They want to go for more. Poyoyo just leading the charge, and now Battery Assault, Viper Strike, X-Nova blown up. Poyoyo, he's working with an Aegis, so they don't need to be scared right now. Fade run down as well. They'll get the stun out onto the Viper. They'll continue to move Ori in. They've got 3 kills here. None of these heroes have buyback. They can probably work towards a tier 2. And now that you've lost Sylar, I mean, things can start to crumble.
Yep. This is the thing why I always tell people, play some Polygon. I don't know if you know that map, but it's like a Manta dodge map. If he Manta dodged a Centaur stun, the fight would go very, very differently. But it's of course a very difficult thing to do. Something you need to practice a lot, and even then it's not like super reliable.
Yeah.
Very good initiation here by VG. Really not much to say. Just getting
X-Nova?
ran over. Well, X-Nova is going onto the Centaur.
Yeah, Poyoyo's right here. They'll use the hook shot. They're putting everything down on Old 11, but they might lose X-Nova again. They've got the duel. They'll get the kill. The Bedlam right on top of Poyoyo.
He has no BKB.
Now Yule's up into the air. Pops the Enrage. Goes after Chalice. He does have that Aegis. And they've got the stun on the Chalice. He's in a little bit of trouble. They use the Overgrowth. That lands on it too. PYW's here as well. So now Chalice has got EHOME trying to make an aggressive play, and it's not working out for them. They get the kill on XM. They got the 2-man stun.
Again.
Oh boy. BKB. Right clicks on a Sylar. Back-to-back deaths would be devastating here for him. They'll use the Stone Gaze, Viper Strike thrown, Yule's up into the air with another Toxin down. If they can get the second kill on a Poyoyo, maybe it's a little bit salvage, but the 4-staff back from PYW. Now they're turned to stone thanks to the Axe of Sylar, but a good stun there from Ori will leave Sylar back a little bit. Viper Strike on a DY and no stun.
That probably hit him in the base. But yeah, it's a buyback committed by EHOME. And just really... He got stoned there, huh?
Yeah.
Also, a pretty big misplays overall here by EHOME. They uled the Ursa while Viper Strike is in the air, so Viper Strike misses. That's why he gets away in the end.
ViCi smelled blood in the water.
Yeah, they have no Dusa ult. They're ready to destroy
And,
them.
man, they just find Sylar.
Yeah.
There's nothing really he can do. Chalice is going to try
He's still
and save
alive,
him.
though.
Manta gets out because of the good
a
terrorize
huge
from
combo.
Fade. Supernova comes in. They've got the duel to kill off Poyoyo. This is a great counterattack from EHOME. But now, will it fall apart? Fade, he ends up dead. Viper Strike on a DY. XM's been slowed up thanks to the Nature's Grasp that's down. Chalice trying to find an option here as the force staff from BYW sends Old 11 to the low ground. That was well done there by Fade to keep Sylar alive. Without that terrorize, I don't think that happens.
Now he is dead 100%, and then the turnaround, the Snake on 4 heroes, getting him back to full mana. It's a little late, but at least they're doing it now. Like,
Yeah.
this should have happened a little bit earlier already. VG is still 6k up, but by no means is EHOME out of this game. Especially when they can do plays like this consistently.
As long as you can execute like that, I think you certainly can make this game difficult no matter the net worth deficit for VG.
Yeah. And again, we see a Medusa not going for Skadi against Ursa. Not a fan.
Yeah, at least right now.
He has Stone Gaze available, so he shouldn't be too scared. They know they don't have too many ults on Dire. Okay, opening the map up a bit. Good for them.
XM. He's 4-1-3. Not having that bad of a game. And let's take a look at this again. Hookstop comes in. They find Sylar, terrorizes out, and then everybody gets turned to stone. They're feared, they're stoned, and now trying to survive. But Poyoyo gets blown up by the battle. Like, this is just such a great combo here from Fate. He's done all he can do. Losing his life's not the worst thing. He's kept Sylar alive. That's a great play.
Yeah, man, he's done a ton of damage in a team fight as well. Definitely MVP of that fight.
At least for now, yeah. Some Fire Spirit DPS for this Phoenix.
Theoretically, the longer this game goes, the harder it should get for VG. Like, is a shot up on Legion yet? It's not. 200 gold away from that. So that's going to help Medusa a ton, giving her that magic immunity, of course. Especially against this burst damage of the Ursa. Like, the diffuser won't work anymore through that. And once that butterfly is up, we'll have to see how much it impacts the fights. Because I'd imagine Ursa is going for an MKB straight after, as soon as he sees that. If he sees any component, really.
Yeah, he's going to have Sanjin Yasha. I assume if ViCi take the next row, she gets the shard as well. That Earth Shock with the Enrage for 1.5 seconds could be pretty significant in these fights.
It's very devastating. Now another Yule's picked up on Viper. They just want to make sure that they can kite the Ursa as much as possible, because the other 4 heroes don't have the damage to kill the Medusa. It's all the Ursa that will ultimately end up dealing with the Medusa. So if you can Yule him, you can terrorize him, Viper Strike him, that's all they need to do. They have a lot of kiting tools, and they're Master Ping top actually.
Yeah, Power Rangers TP towards top, but Old 11's here. Yule's up into the air with the Cursed Crown. He'll get stunned. They've got the Bramble Maze around with X-Nova here. Force Staff again coming out from BYW, and that sends X-Nova back with a hook shot of his own, sending him away.
Yeah, we've also seen, of course, the shot picked up on Dark Willow, which makes the Cursed Crown way stronger. Reduces the cooldown, as well as the explode delay by 1 second. Pretty S-tier shot, I would say.
Yeah.
And it like, leaves all the brambles that you, no matter how good you are at playing these maze games, you can't. You can't escape it. I think they're too
those
narrow.
4 brambles, it's right up on you. Unless you're good at, like, I would say it's similar to Binding of Isaac when you're trying to get to one of those chests through the spikes, but
I think it's actually too narrow. Like, no matter where you go or what you do, you're actually just going to get hit no matter what.
yeah. Now they've got the Shard 2 on Chalice.
Yep.
Some massive pickups coming in for EHOME, despite the fact that they're down 7k.
It's also the Elven Tunic on Medusa. Once that butterfly is up with the Elven Tunic, that's a good 40+% evasion. Massive against the Ursa, who will have to itemize into an MKB. He's doing so right now, but still very far away from it.
Roche is up, and EHOME, they can't be so willing to give up Roche. And obviously, the last one, they weren't willing, per se, but
They were just slow.
knowing that the ults weren't available for ViCi, they should have been more aggressive on it.
For sure. I think they just got caught by surprise. They were just not ready for them to go into the pit so fast. And now Butterfly has completed the Medusa. I wouldn't mind them forcing Roshan, to be honest. Actually, just VG running into the Roche pit. Viper TP'd bottom. He can't come back.
Yeah, he's going to be a little bit far away. This isn't the quickest Roche at the moment, but it can pick up really, really heavily.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit scared here of the AoE potential at the pit.
Titan Sliver for Ursa. You know, just more status resistance for this hero.
Naturally. But they have a huge window now. With this massive evasion on Sylar, courtesy to the Butterfly and the neutral item. They really should use this. Like, whether it's for Roche or to win a big team fight, they gotta use it.
Right.
Like, now is her strong timing.
So they'll have the clockwork go in and scout. Scan comes in from the Dire. That'll land onto X-Nova for a split second, as well as Fade.
I love what Ori's doing here. Wow, hook shot. Barely off the mark on the Phoenix. And at the same time, Ori is pushing in bot lane all the way. They need to deal with this. Legion Commander's gonna go there. And this is really how you force mistakes, right? You split push, you make an enemy or two TP, you get into the pit, suddenly there's like a 3v5 fight, because the guy can't connect from the bot lane.
Right.
It's just really all these outplays that keep happening.
I guess the thing is, Chalice, he walked there. That's at least the benefit. He does have the TP to get back to like the tier 2.
Yeah, but he has to be also careful bottom, because there's a Centaur there. If they initiate on him, there's a chance they can kill him.
Yeah, he cleans up that wave. He immediately goes back. But again, Ori ready to push again.
Yeah, I like the way VG is approaching the situation. Because right now, what they want to do is get that MKB on the Ursa. Because once that's up, Medusa is killable once more. I actually don't think Medusa is killable right now.
Yeah, so the VG are doing it the smart way. You know, they see EHOME wanting Roche, and you could stay there postured, Roche, not farm that much, but we're going to like force him bottom, but also have Ursa farm. We're not really going to show it Roche, but we're going to make you retreat from Roche so you can't take it, and our Ursa has enough time to farm getting that MKB.
Yeah, but
It's
now
just all brain moves here, mental moves.
Ori actually TP to the mid lane now, though. And there's a 5-man smoke from EHOME.
Yeah, there's smoke.
Hook shot
Hookshot
miss
is a
again.
complete miss from X-Nova.
That was the second one in a row. Unfortunate.
Now they're going to go into Roche.
All right,
which-
they're like, missed the hookshot. Let's go Roche. Let's go.
Yeah. We don't need a pick off.
Interesting decision.
And you can see the line made by ViCi. They want a long wrap around. They have a lot more time than if they were doing Roche, that's for sure. They're going to try and go for this, and I don't know if EHOME's aware. They look over, they've got the blink as well as the hook stop. Fade just gets blown up. They look after Sylar, who's going to try and fight this with the BKBB pop by Poyoyo. He's stuck in the cogs of X-Nova, but they'll get the count of the clockwork. That's 2 is dead. Supernova down by ViCi, and they have disarmed this Medusa. They've got the duel out, and now I think EHOME, they need to retreat a little bit. Supernova's off. Overgrowth still in the hands of ViCi. They bought back on both their supports, trying to make something happen. X-Nova has hookshot in 10 seconds.
They need to get this Roche now on Radiant.
Viper Strike on PYW.
They still have Overgrowth.
ViCi, they're going to push bottom. Ori's saying, if you want Roche, we're going to take your bottom tier 3.
Now they're faced with a very difficult decision. Sylar hitting Roche, but they can't commit to it. Bot tower's taking too much damage. But they're still staying around the pit. Who's the ping bottom?
Viper.
The Viper.
Viper's got boots to travel, so...
That's 40 seconds, though.
Is it, yeah,
And now Poyoyo's in the pit.
And they knew what they did. They did it so well from ViCi. They allow this to be a favorable fight for themselves. But they don't even
Viper's already
commit.
running back. If Leshak runs back once more, now this tower is in trouble again.
The mind games in this one is wow.
It's a very mentally tough decision here for EHOME. I love these kind of plays where you just force the enemy into bad decisions by split pushing, really making them feel uncomfortable. Sure, as you said, you could stare them down at the pit, but what's the point? Make use of your mobility.
Yeah.
And now, same thing. Ursa farming, Lash farming, 5 heroes at the pit for EHOME.
And they continue to just posture at the pit. And the net worth deficit becomes more and more.
They're hitting Roshan now, though.
Poyoyo TPing to the outpost won't be quick enough. They do have Stampede, so they can jump in here and make moves.
Roshan's falling fast, though.
Shard, DY, Overgrowth, that hits onto 3. Now Poyoyo going in on X-Nova. He bought back in the last fight, so he's going to be dead for 60 seconds. They've got the Aegis onto Sylar. And Blink hoof stomp onto 2. They'll look over at Chalice. There's the stun from Ori, and the Terrorize comes out, but it's only onto the Shock, but that might be enough.
The Shock is
right
dying.
clicks coming in from Sylar hits so hard. They're looking over at Old 11. They'll send them back for the moment. They drop down the Bramble Maze. Icarus dive Supernova right
The
on them, but they got the
egg, okay.
disarm onto Sylar. So that is a Supernova that will go off.
I'm very surprised that they did not try to kill that egg. There was Viper there, and Dark Widow as well that keep chasing. Yule's up. No Bramble Maze though.
Old 11 hit with the Cursed Crown.
He's very tanky with the overwhelming Blink as well.
Bramble Maze around him.
Stone.
And now he's
Rooted.
broken. They've got the right clicks in. It's still, though, so tanky.
He can't move.
Cursed Crown now lands on a 2. Sylar's
Wow.
going to move up on this. They've got themselves the duel. Do they have the damage to get the kill here on a DY? Looks like they should. They do. So now they're going to look for more. Sunray from PYW wasn't enough. They'll buy back on DY. They'll start to chase on the side of EHOME, looking over at Ori and the rest. But they hide in the trees, looking for their moment.
It's a tough fight, right? Like, this Dusa is getting very strong, and you can just see the way they can kite this Ursa now makes him feel very uncomfortable. He's
The
already
Aegis
down
was
to 6
enough.
seconds.
The Aegis was enough to give confidence.
Yep.
Something that EHOME weren't playing with before.
Yeah, it's about time. Ursa, 1 recipe away from MKB, 300 gold. But now they have Aegis to work with. Medusa with Aegis is so scary to play into. His biggest problem is that he doesn't have the Saint Jasha, so the Halberd actually really messes him up. Because he doesn't get the bonus status resistance, of course.
Right.
But you need the Manta style as well against the Treant Protector.
It's going Daedalus next on Sylar.
Yeah, I like that. Daedalus into Satanic would be my play here.
So this is a big opportunity for EHOME that they cannot...
They cannot botch this.
Yeah. They can't just allow for ViCi to do whatever they want with the map. They need to do something with this Aegis. And I think that they're probably waiting for this Daedalus. They're not too far away from it. They can grab the tier 1 and then grab the Daedalus. But Old 11, he's coming over, and the Courier gets spotted. Now they know Old 11's there. It's not the worst thing. You can sidestep to the secret shop anyway.
Yeah. I'm very surprised he went for overwhelming Blink on Centaur. Don't like the item too much. But yeah, obviously has his reasons for it. Now Medusa with the Daedalus, as we said.
I don't
It's a lot of reactive damage.
really hate it. It also can protect this egg.
Sure.
The 50 attack speed slow for 6 seconds, like that certainly helps the Supernova, right?
It does. I mean, in general, they have really good ways to
Protect
the egg. Yeah. Overgrowth, Centaur Stomp, even just an Ursa running in. It's pretty scary. I think so far every egg went off. They haven't managed to destroy a single
No,
one.
they haven't. Now they're going to go to the high ground.
Now they're suddenly very
Chalice going in
confident.
with the duel. It's immediately onto Ori. Do they have the damage? But the Blink with the overwhelming Blink is there right onto Sylar. They'll land the hoof stop. They've got the stun. They get the Cone of Fate. They look over at Chalice. They'll take out 2. They don't have buyback, and they have soloed out Sylar. So now, even with this Aegis, well, it's gone.
He has Stone Gaze.
The chance for them may be in trouble. Sylar taking a lot of damage here. He goes into the Stone Gaze, but he gets stunned up, and now Sylar
Gone.
ends up dead. Sylar gone twice, doesn't have buyback, and ViCi have successfully defended the high ground.
I don't know what inspired EHOME to go in that deep right away, but they're going into a Supernova, into an Overgrowth, into an Ursa that just finishes MKB. Like, look how deep they are. There's no way they can follow up.
It looked like they were going to get that kill, too.
Stone Gaze was not popped either. Like, they didn't really fully commit. There was only like 2 heroes there. Medusa maybe doing 1 right click. But like, if you commit for that, like, everybody needs to be ready right away. Because this Lashrock needs to die. But even if he dies, he probably has buyback. So is it really worth the dive? Is another question. Like, EHOME has had a lot of questionable high ground pushes in the past.
Did you see that cheeky move from PYW when they killed Sylar?
What was that?
Icarus dived around the Medusa, pushed him back into the base with the Psychic Headband, making sure, yeah, you're not leaving, and put him under the tier 3 tower. That was awesome. Hookshot comes in. That's going to be out onto Ori. This seems like a hookshot that, yeah, he finally hits, but it doesn't work out for him. X-Nova ends up dead. So does Fade. It's a mega kill streak here for Ori. And ViCi.
But they're going in with the
They're
duel
gonna go
again?
with the duel with no supports.
Wait,
There's nothing there. There's no damage.
All right. What can you say? You tried your luck, it didn't work. But we can really see why this Kaya Sange is really coming into play here on the last track. Why are all these names having such complicated names?
I think that time you mixed up
Saya and Kaya.
Sylar and Kaya.
But yeah, it's saved him once they're in the base. And you can really see why this item is so strong. Spell Prism.
Okay. Spell Prism always feels so strong.
Spell Prism, Timeless Relic. What else do they have? Spell Prism, Timeless Relic.
Ninja Gear and Trickster Cloak.
That is some pretty stacked tier 4.
Yeah. And then
like
Stormcrafter and Penta Edge Sword right now for Radiant.
Penta Edge Sword could be really nice on the Ursa, but even Ninja Gear for him could be massive. But he's stuck with a Titan Sliver.
Status resistance,
bad,
darn.
I wish I had more of that.
Timeless Relic, okay.
Well, that's a good one. For Dark Willow, probably.
Holding the Philly Stone. The Filet.
But yeah, I am... Like, ViCi is so far ahead now. And they also smoked up, which Ori gave away just now. Like, EHOME needs to play long fights. Overgrowth, Supernova, they need to retreat, somehow bait it out, and then reinitiate after that. Like, the timing for them to really teamfight 5v5 is long gone. Phoenix is level 20 already, going to the Refresher Orb next. He has a Timeless Relic on him now. So the Sun Ray is going to deal a ton of damage. Just 7.2% of their max health per second. No problem. It's balanced.
Balance in all things.
Yeah. Especially in Colossal Fire Rays.
Spell Prism, okay.
Okay, they got him back.
And they're putting it on the Legion, which I don't dislike.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
Let's
could be good
press
on
the attack
Viper.
on 9-second cooldown.
But Viper actually wants a Timeless Relic, okay. You could make a case for Dark Willow potentially.
Maybe if Fade was a little bit more farmed.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I don't know if I totally agree with that, with him being basically bottom of the net worth.
But then again, so is Legion. At least from the chorus.
Yeah. But you're giving a lot more with now a 9-second cooldown on press the attack, giving that 1.75 second spell immunity. They're going to go into the Sylar. They've got the press the attack and the fear. Oh, the Terrorize! That's going to stop the Supernova from going out. They go to the Stone Gaze. They've turned Poyoyo as well as Old 11 into Stone, but now they're trying to turn this one around. ViCi going after Sylar. They really just want to get the Medusa. Force Staff in from PYW as well as the Stampede. They'll use the Supernova. They'll get it down, but is it going to be close enough? Doesn't look like it. Disarm on a Sylar. They'll push back in for a second. They need to be careful that they don't get hit by the Supernova. The Blink as well as the duel comes out of the PYW. They have enough damage. Oh, maybe not. Winner, winner, chicken dinner for PYW. They still get the kill out of the Phoenix. He's got buyback. Fade ends up dead. Double kill here for DY. They look over at Sylar. He's been disarmed. He's on the run. Ori right on top of him with the Pulse Nova. They get the kill on him and XM. Wicked sick here for Ori. And it's 26-9, 21k lead here for ViCi, and all still going right for him.
Yeah, they're too far behind at this point. The Medusa just can't stand toe-to-toe with any of them. He's getting disarmed, and he's getting stunned, and he's getting rooted, and he's getting stunned, and he's getting disarmed. He just
he can't do anything.
He's not hitting. Like, just
in,
look at his team fights. Like,
stun.
He's just permanently controlled and with some sort of crowd control, whether it's a disarm or a stun, or he's just running away for his life. Like,
yeah.
There's just nothing he can do anymore. The damage upper just isn't there. Ori, Popoyo, even the Centaur.
This is third Roche.
Yeah, they call him Popoyo. Poyoyo. Yeah, Popoyo, Poyoyo, sorry. Oh, why does everybody have such complicated names nowadays? Like, just Black. It's so easy, right? Black going in, Black killed him, Black used Supernova. So easy. All right. No, we don't say that on stream.
Yes, we do.
No, we
Production
don't
just
say
said
that on stream.
Black feeding.
Whatever, man. I'm done with production. I now boycott this event. Goodbye.
Oh. They give the Axe blessing to Ursa. Reduce the cooldown and allows Ursa to use it while it's disabled.
Yep.
Aether Lens for the Dark Will. Again, like, I wish we could feel more from this Dark Will, but
It's tough. It is a very tough game now. Like, this is pretty much unwinnable.
anything is possible
Territory.
while the throne stands.
No. Sorry.
I sense a comeback.
Sorry to take that away from you. That's not how Dota works, unfortunately.
I don't know. I've seen some games. Anything is possible.
What, are we talking about pubs or pro games?
Pro games.
But Eternal Envy wasn't those.
How did you know what I was thinking?
Because
Get out of my head.
everybody's thinking the same thing when they think about games like these.
2 racks down. Eternal Envy activated.
Yeah. 70k up, still losing.
4 staff for the Clockwork next. XM going for the Hex. Chalice. How much dual damage is he giving away? I think just to PYW, right? Yeah, 30. All of a sudden,
To
the
the
Phoenix is
Phoenix,
hitting
yeah.
harder. And has Refresher.
And Timeless Relic still.
Oh, dear.
All right, now double Supernova. How about DY? Oh, no Refresher on him just yet. So no double Overgrowth. Soon, don't worry. I mean, you can see the high ground is still not easy to breach for VG, but the Raiden's on the wall. We're just
Yeah,
waiting.
but walls can get cleaned.
Sure.
Power Washer, you clean the writing.
But who's gonna do that? Viper's poisonous. Can't do that. Medusa would stone it. Can't do that. They don't have Morphling or anything.
No.
No.
No water.
So how do you clean it?
Overwhelming Blink that comes through into XM. Press the attack, gets the spell immunity. Now the Curse Crown lands on a 2. Hook shot in. They're controlling Poyoyo for a second, but X-Nova taking a lot of damage. But going to the Ghost Scepter. They've got the Eels that's bounced off with the Lotus Orb. Curse Crown again on 2 Poyoyo. Sylar trying to run. Cogs are down. X-Nova ends up dead. He doesn't have buyback. They've got the break onto the Ursa, but it's not going to be enough with Ori running in with that BKB. He's also got that shard, so these stuns become very zoning and very annoying to play against. They get the kill on a Fade. Both these supports, again, not having buyback. They'll jump in. They've got the Supernova right on them. And the Overgrowth. There's the combo. They'll get the kill on a Sylar. They'll take out Chalice. And GG will be called. ViCi will take game 1. And they have slain the Medusa.
They got demolished, pretty much. Like that, after the first Roshan already, you could see VG's just completely outplaying, outmaneuvering EHOME. They got a Roche when 3 of the ults were down. Like, that is pretty ridiculous.
Right.
And that was the downfall of EHOME too. Like, ever since that happened, it was all VG from there.
Yeah, you know,